Hello everybody, this is Unit 2, Day 5. We're going to be talking about area and perimeter of a trapezoid. Okay, so if you're watching this again, I already talked about this in class, but it's good to stay in good habits and continue recording this video. So I'm just going to do a little bit of reading. Okay, so recall that a trapezoid is a quadrilateral in the sense that a quadrilateral has 4 sides. Okay, so it's quadrilateral, but unfortunately for the trapezoid, it only has one pair of parallel sides, okay? Which means that this side and this side, okay, are not parallel, and also if you look at them, sometimes they're not even the same length, okay? So the lengths of the parallel sides are the bases. The perpendicular distance between the parallel sides is the height or altitude of the trapezoid. So again, just like your parallelograms, okay, or your triangles, it looks something like this. Okay, in order to find your height, you must create a perpendicular line with the line of that base. Okay, so in the parallelogram, you can have it on the inside, or you can have it on the outside. Okay, typically with trapezoids, though, because they usually generally look like this, they're all either on the inside or sometimes they might look something like this, where you get a right angle there. Okay, so anyway, the height is not these slanted pieces. Okay, so just keep that in mind, all right? And remember that, don't fall for that, because sometimes they will put values there in order to kind of trick you guys up. Okay, so don't fall for it. All right, now to find the area of a trapezoid, right, I'm going to take this parallelogram, and as you can see in the picture, it kind of gets rotated, okay, 180 degrees, and then put right back next to it. And as you can see, this line kind of lines up here. Right, those edges line up. And so now, as you can see, we have a nice parallelogram. Okay, so typically in all these cases, your trapezoids can be rotated and turned into a parallelogram. And the reason why I'm showing you this is because this is where the formula is derived. Okay, so again, the area of a parallelogram is just base times height, right? So we have a height here, but our base is actually B1 plus B2, right? Whoops. Okay, let me move that H to the front. Okay, so typically, all right, if we were or if we were trying to find the area of this parallelogram, okay, this is what we would have to do. We'd have to add those two bases up, right? Base 1 plus base 2 in order to get this length right here. Okay, and then multiply by the height, get the area. Now, because the area of a parallelogram in this case is made up of 2 congruent trapezoids, how they derive the formula for the trapezoid then is they have everything here, but then they divide it in half. Okay, so just kind of like our triangles, right? When our triangles create those parallelograms or those squares. All right, remember, triangle is just either half a square or it can be half a parallelogram. Okay, so trapezoid falls under that same category. So as far as that 1/2, right? So the area, as you can see here, is 1/2 the height times base 1 plus base 2. Okay? And the formula for the area of a trapezoid could also be written as the average of the bases times the height. Okay, but typically we like to keep things nice and simple, so that's how you'll see me write it throughout the year. All right, so let's look at example 1. So example 1, as you can see, all right, our height is 11, our base is 8 and 14, and so they add those together, multiply it by 11, multiply by 1/2, and they get 121 units squared. Okay, so let's take this formula and do some stuff with it. All right, so we come down here. It says find the area of the trapezoid. Now here again, look what they did. See, they put that little number there. This is a Regents problem, all right? Did they have to put that number there? No. Does it help us even find the perimeter? No, doesn't do anything for us. So that's why I was telling you guys to be careful, okay, on these problems. In this case, I can't find the perimeter because I don't know what this side is over here. So I can only find the area. So the area is equal to 1/2 times the height times base 1 plus base 2, okay? Because addition is commutative, it doesn't really matter where you put B1 and B2 as far as those numbers, because they'll just add up the same. So our height is 14 times 16 plus 26. So what do we get for an answer there? 0.5, 14, and you get 294, and we do have units there, so it's going to be meters squared. Okay? And we can't find the perimeter, and actually it's not even asking to find the perimeter anyway. So let's move on to the next one. Find the area and perimeter of a trapezoid. Okay? All right, so our height in this case, like I was talking about up earlier, actually is this one side right here, right? As you can see, creates a 90-degree angle on either side. So that lets us know that this is the height, right? That's that perpendicular line between the two bases. Okay, so our height is 14. It's 1/2 times 14 times our two bases. Again, they gave us this number here. Now we'll have to use it to find the perimeter, but we will not use it in order to find the area. Okay, I get 252. And again, we don't have any units of measure here, so it's just going to be units squared. Let's go down to the next one. The area of a trapezoid is 150 inches squared. And so in this particular problem, they're giving us the area. All right. If the height is 8 inches and the longer base is 23 inches, what is the length of the shorter base? Okay, we can find that. And so let me just write in our formula here, and then we'll just put in the pieces that we have and then locate the ones that we don't have in order to figure out which we have to solve for. In this case, we're solving for a base, right? It says, what is the length of the shorter base? So anyway, let's fill this in. So 1/2. Our height is 8. Our one base is 23 plus B. All right, and then put this 150 on the other side because we actually know what the area is. And then we just solve. So let me zoom in here. So 150, so 1/2 times 8 is just 4. So 4 times 23 plus B. I'm going to divide by 4. So I end up getting 7.5, plus, so equal to 23 plus B, subtract 23, and you get B is equal to 14.5. And do we have a units of measure? I think so, inches. And again, they're just looking for one of the sides, and so I don't want to put a square there. I just want to leave it in inches. Okay, and if you're ever unsure, go back, plug that thing in there. So if you wanted to make sure, I'd go 0.5 times 8 times 23 is 14.5. And I get 150. Okay, so look at the last one. The area, so this looks like the same problem. Okay, so they give us the area, they give us the height in one of the bases, and it's up to us to find the other base. So I set this up just like this. 170 is equal to 1/2 times 10, 31 plus B. 10 times 1/2 is 5. 91 plus B. Divide by 5. 170 is definitely divisible by 5. So you get 34 is equal to 31 plus B. Subtract 31. and I get 3 is equal to B. All right, and that's it. That's all you need to know about how to find the area and perimeter of a trapezoid. Now this formula does have a little bit of extra moving parts here, okay? So where's it at here? So just remember that you got to add the bases. You're going to multiply by the height, but we're taking 1/2 of whatever that answer is. So just like the triangle. Excuse me. So think triangle, trapezoid. Both of those involve taking 1/2, base times height. Okay, so in this case, just had to add the bases. So anyway, good luck with the homework. Okay, for homework, I think there's 5 problems. Okay, once you do all 5, and good luck.